Hello, my name is Thea. I'm a visibility advisor for introverts, and what that means is I help introverts show up online authentically and without all the overwhelm, which, can happen pretty easily. So this is one of a series of videos of me critiquing someone's social media presence, and I did want to point out that this person signed up to be critiqued, so it's not like I'm just choosing random people to critique here. So I'm recording this video in the hopes that you can get some tips and tricks that you can use in your own social media profiles. So let's get started. Alright, so Liesel and I had spoken on Facebook Messenger prior to this, and she had said that her main purpose for this Facebook page is to maintain visibility for her coaching business, and also to maintain visibility for her message, which sometimes includes her book. Okay, so to start the audit, let me just say that I love this profile picture of yours, Liesel. You have a nice smiling face there, and it's super better than, a logo or something like that. Especially considering that you are a coach, and the know, like, and trust factor is a lot more important because people are going to be working with you one-on-one. So it's great that you have this smiling picture of you there. I did notice that it says your name, Liesel Tiversham, and sorry if I mispronounced your name. But also, I think you said you were thinking about turning into an introvert coach as opposed to just coach. So I do suggest you go ahead and do that. Next up is your cover image. So it's pretty clear that you're an author and you sell books, so that's great. However, there's this big blank space right here. So I'm guessing what happened is that this cover image is made for the old Facebook layout, which had a profile picture right here. But they changed things, and now your profile pic is way over here. So you have a blank space there right now. So pretty simple, just upload a new cover image. Hopefully you have the original image without that blank space. However, I would like to point out that if your primary purpose for this Facebook page is to create visibility for your coaching business, so you might want to change this cover image to, mention the fact that you are an introvert coach. Because right now you have this cover image that says, hey, I have a book. And the title of the book doesn't say anything about introversion. So, although I know, introverts as well as extroverts do have a problem saying no, this doesn't really convey the fact that you do work primarily with introverts. So one thing you can do is make these images of the books a little smaller and then add some text right here where the dice is that mentions the fact that you're an introvert coach. Next up is this call to action button, send email here. So the way it looks right now is that you're selling this book on the top and then you want people to send an email. So it looks kind of like you want people to send emails about the book. So you might want to change this send email button to buy now or something like that. Another thing you can do is change the location of the books and move the books a little to the left of the cover image, and then include some text saying to book a session or to book a discovery session with me, the introvert coach, please click send email below or something like that. So you can actually use the cover image to instruct people on what to do regarding the call to action button. So scrolling down here, 444 likes, Liesel, that's pretty good. Plenty of people have under 200, so it's not too shabby. So you should be proud of that. Moving down to about, here I want to point out that you're not really saying anything about introversion, which I want to point out because you said your primary aim for this Facebook page is to maintain visibility for your coaching business. So you don't really have to change it that much. You could just put, 2-3 words, not really 2-3 words, one sentence, replace one sentence with, hello, I can help you with your introvert needs. Okay, that's really horrible copy, but I'm sure you can come up with a nice, one sentence copy about how you're an introvert coach and then leave the rest for your book pitch here. And then I also want to point out that you don't need to put a link to your book at the end of the About section here because there's already the link down there. So next up is your most recent update. I like the fact that you're sharing other people's photos. Some people say you shouldn't do that because you're not establishing yourself as an expert, but I disagree. I think you can still establish yourself as an expert when you're, commenting on what you're sharing. Also, sharing is great for creating networking opportunities. So that's how I built my page partially, is I was sharing things from other people's pages. They were sharing things from mine. And there's this whole nice little ecosystem of introvert related Facebook pages. So basically, we were just introducing each other's fans to the other pages. And if you don't agree with this idea that, other pages are your competition, then it works out for everybody. And look, you just commented on something of mine. That's funny. Okay, so also I want to point out that you have November 6th here, but it's November 8th. So I do suggest that you post once a day on your Facebook page. And I also love that you have the Learn to Say No here, because it's tying into the theme of your book. And images do work great on social media, so I like the fact that you did share an image. It's got plenty of likes here, so great job understanding your audience. And next up is a post on November 3rd, so 3 days in between. This is a great image of you. I love this, Liesel. So this is you and your huge Swiss chard from the garden. And you've written here, I love nurturing plants as much as I love nurturing my beautiful client. So that's just a lovely thing to write, Liesel. I love that. One little thing about hashtags here. I can't really say I'm a big fan of hashtags on Facebook. Some people think they're perfectly fine. Personally, I think they look spammy. So I never use hashtags on Facebook. It might get you a few likes every once in a while, but I think the negative effects of looking a little spammy might outweigh the positive effects. So one of the reasons why it looks a little spammy is if you think about, why people are on Facebook, they're on Facebook to connect with family and friends and network. And so when they see a post with hashtags on it, they're like, oh, this is a business. So you're kind of like interrupting the point of Facebook, which is to connect with people. And instead you're saying, hey, I'm a business because I'm using hashtags because I am just interested in getting people to look at this versus connecting with you. And plus, I think I've searched a hashtag on Facebook maybe like 2 times. So I think the negatives of including a hashtag far outweigh the positives, in my personal opinion. Lots of likes here, so people are really obviously like connecting with this personal image of you and these super huge Swiss chard leaves. And this is just an interesting image. And plus this is basically furthering the know, like, and trust factor. And plus, if any of your followers are gardeners, then you're just bridging that gap there and saying, hey, I'm just like you. I'm a gardener as well. And you're, if any of your followers are healthy eaters too, you're also bridging that gap. So great image. Obviously, the people who like your page also like this. Plus, it's unusual, and unusual things on Facebook do often get quite a bit of attention. And, you even have a comment here about someone who's, commenting on how unusual the size of those leaves are. Okay, so October 30th is the next post down, and so there's a few days in between these 2 posts. Self-care Sunday. So I'm assuming that part of your message is that you need to take care of yourself. So like you need to eat your greens, which is your previous message, or rather previous post. And then the title of your book is Say No, which I'm assuming is, also part of self-care. So it seems like self-care is part of the message you mentioned that you're going for on this page. If self-care isn't, then you might want to just take a look at the type of images you're posting in and be a little more clear about what your message is and how you can express the message on Facebook. And here is a Facebook Live, which is just totally awesome, Liesel. I love the fact that you're making live videos, because I know that's super hard for many, many introverts, including myself. You did get a few likes and a comment, so that's great. Now, your description, doing what makes us happy. I think you could have expanded on that a little more. So like, why is it important to do what makes us happy? Are you going to be giving us tips in this video or something like that? So, I would just expand just a little bit more about why people should watch this live video versus just stating the overall theme of the video. But again, great job with doing a live here, Liesel. Okay, so that was October 25th, so this means you did 2 things on October 25th. So I wouldn't actually bunch up your posts like this. It's better to do one a day versus multiple ones in one day and then a few days of silence because, people don't always have the greatest memory, so I would just space them out instead of posting multiple ones on a single day. So just something to keep in mind there. So for this image, this might have actually been a great opportunity to ask a question. So it's so short that people wouldn't have to actually scroll a lot to see your question. So you might have said something like, where do you see beauty today? Okay, last one. So you have quite a lot of likes here, 2 shares, 1 comment. So the reason why I think this post has quite a bit of engagement is because you're sharing something that you feel strongly about, right? On Facebook, people really like strong opinions. So I think this is great that you're sharing a strong opinion here. So great job, Liesel. I think there's just a few tweaks here and there, but you're doing great with your Facebook page. And thank you so much for letting me record this critique of your Facebook page.